Naka-record na ta ha? So our topic for this afternoon is about managing people and organizations. Why we need to manage the people and the organizations? Because it is very important knowing the fact that if we manage the people and organizations, it helps us to understand the effect of behavior in the workplace. So importante kasi I know kaya ang behavior nato is somewhat like the thing that is important in the workplace because it totally affects the performance, not just only the performance of the organizations in general, but to the individual employees in particular. And also, we need to understand the behavior of those around us. Mamatakahibaw nga kanang mas sensitive di ay imong colleagues, or you need to understand a little bit more about the behavior of your boss. Hindi man na to kinahanglan nga to know everything, but at least as much as possible, you know something about your boss because siya imong makauban every now and then. And besides, siya ang the one who lead the group. Si boss mo delegate sa responsibilities, si boss mo develop og mga goals, si boss mo demonstrate a perfect leadership and everything. Sometimes, si boss, naman lagi mga boss nga mura o di ganahan ang imong mga subordinate considering the fact nga magpaka-boss si siya. It is not that way. You as a boss must only have to lead the group in order that people in the organizations will love you or will like you. And for that, if your subordinate likes you as a boss, they will be encouraged to perform their tasks and responsibilities smoothly. Murag na sila courage, na sila gana to come to work every day, na sila somewhat like motivations in others. Okay? Unsa man na, i-mute na naman siguro. Ha? Are you still there? Pag video ko na mo biya, kung makita ko sa inyong mga hulagway, kung hairam mo karon. Kasi gusto mo open ng video, ano, makapikto ba? Makapikto ba sa reception sa signal if mo mag-video? Di mo tingali, no? Okay. Managing people and organizations, why study organizational behavior? So, tumutang na to diri, that to improve effectiveness, di ba? We need to be effective in the place we work. It is not just ningon ka, you are placed there because you want to receive a salary. You are placed there because you are hired as a secretary and you just only want to perform the secretarial job. But what is important is that you are placed there because the management believes in you, that you are the one that they are looking for. Therefore, it is your responsibilities, it is your duties to be effective in the position that is assigned to you. Okay? Non-technical skills are the gateway to success. What are these non-technical skills? Ano kaingon mo di ay og technical skills are important? Inaon nga, you are expert in accounting, you are expert in the mechanical aspects of the company. It is not that. The non-technical skills, somewhat like the communications, is also very important in the organization. If you are a leader, if you are a manager who knows how to communicate well to your subordinates, you know how to communicate your instructions to your subordinate, it is easy for them to absorb your instructions. And that is very important. Because there are subordinates mingon lang kung sa instructions bisan o wa nila nakuha ang total detail mingon lang, yes sir, just because nahadlok ka sa imong manager. It is not that way. So a manager must possess the non-technical skills who knows how to perform a good leadership so that the organizations will succeed. So this is the measurement, a gateway to success. So meaning to say that it is not just the technical aspect that is important in the organizations, but also the non-technical one. The way on how you communicate to your colleagues, the way on how you communicate to the people around you are also very important. Admit na ito ka buok nga gusto mo join. Sometimes, sa interview ko sa mukha, no? Automatic admit ba dyan yung limutang bibig? So, check yung sa based on the receipt. Okay, still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kaya paliw ko inform kung kisay na sa waiting room kay ambot na nung di naman mo automatic accept mo. Kung nga ako kung nga mag-automatic accept. Okay. So, technical skills alone are not sufficient for an organization or individual to be successful. So, ako na nasabi ko, ano nga, hindi naman importante ang technical skills. Your expertise in the accounting, your expertise in the engineering field, your expertise in the production area, it is not just that is important, but as I have said, the non-physical aspect would also be given an importance for the company to achieve the goals, for the company to be able to get the objectives that is set for the organizations. So graduate of this program, cite managing people as their #1 developmental issues. So this is referring to the organizational behavior. Because if you are expert enough on the program of organizational behavior, it is easy for you to understand people around you. It is very important to understand who are the people you work with. Ano man importante man sila? Anong gusto mo kung makaibaw? The inner characteristics of my manager. Anong gusto mo kung maibaw? The total characteristics of my supervisor. What do you think? Michelle?
Sir, again, sir.
Well, what do you think? Why it is very important that you know everything about your boss? Why it is important that you want to know more about your colleagues as far as their organizational behavior is concerned?
Para, sir, makahibaw ka kung kanang, for example, kung kana ganing dapat makahibaw ka kung unsa ang aspect or unsa ang behavior sa imong boss para dili nimo ma-misunderstand or ma-misunderstand iyang lihok and also ang iyang kanang pagda sa mga tao.
Okay, so very cool. Yes, it is very important because sometimes ang natural na ito niya nga isang tingog murag masuko and then nahigawa dahil ka, dili nakaganahan ba trabaho. So, mapiktuhan ang imong performance, di ba? So, as I have said, that you as a member of the organization must have to understand the behavior around us. Okay? Sige. Hindi naman nung nagmulihok ang akong PowerPoint. What happened? Look. Okay. Is organizational behavior pretty much common sense? Be, let's call.
No, sir.
Why?
Kay dili man tanang tao makahibaw mo read og usa ka tawo o behaviors sa usa ka tawo.
So, any other answer? Kasi gusto mo volunteer? Kung ang organizational behavior pretty much common sense ba? Kinsa diha? Who want to answer? Hello guys, I need your participation. Kinsa man si Jinilyn.
Yes, sir.
Na music. Kung sa mga. Mutuo ba ka nga ang organizational behavior is pretty much common sense?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Kay sa usa ka organization, sir, kay kinahanglan man gud na kay nindot nga behavior, sir, kay kung dili ka nang nindot ang imo behavior, sir, kay
Go ahead. Kinilin.
sir,
Go
kay
ahead
kung
na.
dili nindot ang imong behavior, sir, kay dili makakanang murag so approachable bitaw sa ubang tao.
So, mo na ingon nga common sense
Oh,
siya.
common sense agad jud ng behavior, sir, kay kung wa jud kay behavior, sir, wa kay batasan gud.
Okay. 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 Okay, another answer. Kinahanglan magpaila jud ta nga you have the batasan kung baga Jinilin, no? So
Oh, syempre, sir.
it is challenging to discover the behavior of one individual, particularly if you are joining the organizations which has the culture of somewhat like mixed culture, no? Lisod ba sa kaadyo, especially that ang isang upbringing, especially that this as jagikan, it will affect the behavior, diba? Sometimes the behavior of
Og ang organization pud, sir.
Sometimes if you are living in a different community, somewhat like there is different in the behavior as far as the organizational behavior is concerned. So as I have said, kung ang organizational behavior pretty much common sense ba, of course, common sense is a but it is not just common sense also, because as we know that the organizational behavior as we defined before, it is a systematic study and application. Sometimes we would like to adapt the behavior of somebody else. Di pwede mingon ta nga ang behavior ni kung ano kay in any nga way. I believe that that particular behavior, it is for me to grow. So pwede na sisang i-adapt ang isang behavior. Pwede man ka ang imong behavior, imong ipatakod sa behaviors to the other, especially if that contributed good for the organizations. Diba? Pwede ba sa kang nga my behavior was influenced by my colleagues because I believe that influencing on that particular behavior, adapting on that particular behavior, make me grow as a professional. Diba? Pwede man kami ingon, pero you must be aware that you must refrain from adopting behavior of individual which you believe that is detrimental to the organizations in general and to you as individual in particular. Okay? Are you still here?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sa Eliseo, mutubag actually sa Eliseo doon. Nga naman yung uy, muumot man yung PowerPoint. Da. Doon na tuslok na ko. What is an organization? No, di na po atong di ko magbalik-balik na because organizations, we need to understand that inner meaning of it. May ganit ang organizations, any group working together to achieve common goals. Hala, kinahanglan there is a teamwork. We need to work hand in hand because the goal of one will be the goal of everybody. True. Must have an ongoing purpose. So, what will be the purpose of your existence? Why you establish this particular organizations? You want there because you have the mission. You are there because you have the vision. What would be the purpose is somewhat a purpose that can benefit not just only the organization, but also to the people who is involved in the organization. Ha? Inana din sa organizations, daghan din sa gilantaw because they have not to look only nga mo profit si siya, mo grow si siya, but as an important for an organization sa kinahanglan he or the organization must look into the welfare of those who work for the organizations. So it includes corporations, government agencies, family businesses, non-profits organizations, and etc. Okay, so mga corporations, mga businesses. Corporations, may be manufacturing corporations, private corporations, retail corporations, or whatever kind. There you have the purpose. It is not just that you exist just because you want to earn profit. It is not just that you exist because you wanted to be famous, but you are there to serve the purpose nga nung exist ka. You are there to employ people. You are there to improve the economy of the country. You are there in order to contribute funds for the taxes. Diba? Oh, so in Ana, whether be a small or a big organizations, there is always a purpose. So, organizations exist within organizations. So, di ba sa mga dagkong organizations na ano na sa mga department organizations, the department organizations has its own goals and objective also to attain. Diba? Kinala, I need to attain this particular goal so that I will be worth employees to be there. Di naman kami ngunya, you are just only a display. It is not just that you are there because you are hired by the president because you are his friend. It is not that. You must have two functions. You must have to attest your functions and perform the task that is assigned to you. And that you will be considered as an effective worker. You can be effective worker when you perform with efficiency. This performance of efficiency can be achieved if you are performing a good behavior. No, ingon mo sanga-sanga din at sadya every now and then. So, why would an organization perform better than an equal number of individuals acting independently? Ano man? Organizations gani mingon ka na sa mga members na ana sa letter, and it is very better as compared if you are acting independently. Naman siya ingon nga kanang two is better than one. Diba? Kaya ang organizations has a common goal can generate synergy. Nabat at mingon na 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. Mutuo mo?
Di, sir.
Nga naman. Nga naman.
Ito, marang 1 plus 1 dyan.
To if we have to think it mathematically, but meaning to say, if you combine the output of one individual to another individual, it can multiply more than to its answer. Kay mulig-o naman siya, there is a total cooperations, there is a coordinations of one effort to another, meaning to say that the output will just multiply and multiply. If one can perform a task, for example, if you as an individual perform individually can have an output of 1,000 tons, and another individual may perform individually another 1,000 tons, but if the two work together, there is a possibility that if we have to compute their output, it is not just 2,000 but becomes 3,000 because there is now a double effort. There is now a cooperations. There is now a coordinations with each other. Okay? Muna si synergy. So organization solves problem of quantity but not complexity. What do you mean by this? So the organization solves problems of quantity. There could be a lot of problems that exist in the organizations, but if all the people in the organization work hand in hand, work together to solve that particular problem, of course, it is easy for them to find the answer. Okay. Ilang days na ako. 41. Okay. So individuals have limited capacity. No. Limited na bitong capacity kay for example, there are times nga murag kapudyon ka. There are times that we cannot perform well because we are emotionally stressed. Na pinakaroon that we are now in the pandemic, murag ang atong minds is disturbed because of the fear, because of ano ba, mag-alinlangan ta, we don't know what will happen, we don't know that ang ato bang kaaway karon gini si COVID, ma-meet ba to na nga wa na to hibaw ug asa, diba? It affects the performance of individual. As I have said, as an individual, we are very limited when it comes to capacity because our momentum, our force is not maintained in a particular level. We will change every now and then. We will be affected by stress. We will be affected by anxiety. We will be affected by our emotion, kay gibuwagan kasi imong uyab. We will be affected by so many other things. True or false? Luna.
True.
So organization need specialized skills. Nga naman ka ha? Nga nagkinahanglan ba ng mga specialized skills for an organizations because it depends on the types of the organizations. Na may mga organizations good for the engineering field. There are organizations that is intended for the accounting field. There are organizations that is intended for the BSBE graduates, something like that. The skills of an engineering graduate, the skills of the BSBE graduate is extremely different. Maybe pareha sila og mga non-technical skills, but the technical skills is somewhat like different. So cooperations among specialists should increase potential. Nanong man, nanong makaingon man ka nga ang cooperations increase the potential. Unsa na karon? Television, please mute your microphone. Ay nagtanaw og drama-rama sa hapon. Okay, cooperation among specialists should increase potentials. Nga no man if there are many people in the corporations and all of them cooperate with each other, of course, you may adapt his skills. You may be able to imitate that particular skills to improve your potentials. And if your potentials is keep on increasing every now and then, there is a possibility that you will be able to achieve higher performance. No. High performance is a function of operation effectiveness. So if you have a high performance, it means to say that all the people in the organizations is very effective considering the fact that they cooperate with each other. There is a total operations from one individuals to another individuals, from one department to another department. All of these depends on teamwork. Teamwork, that's what I working together to achieve one goal. That is a teamwork. Any question so far? What like pangutana? So I have to proceed. Warning ba sa ako basig na ko sounds ha? Guys, what do managers do? Hala. Ano sabi ko ang gihimo sa managers? Accomplish tasks through others. What do you mean by this? Accomplish tasks through others, meaning to say that as a manager, I have to give instructions to my subordinate, and what the subordinates achieve will be my credit. I am going to give credit to not just only to myself, but also to my subordinate. Ano? Unsa naman eh? Unsa naman to? Unsa man to na-click? Are you still there?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, managers make decisions. Okay. What is decision? As I have said, decision is the most difficult job for a manager. Why is it so? Nga naman ang decision man, pila na ba pag-decide diha? You think that inana ra siya? Nga naman kaha, why decision is considered as the most difficult job? Ili,
Magdepende man ang outcome sa decision, sir.
magdepende ang kisat ni
Sa sutana, sir.
sa sutana, okay?
Magdepende ang outcome o result sa unsay nabuhat nila nga na sa
Unsay-
decision nga gihimo.
unsay gihimo nga
Sa decision
decision.
Yes, sir.
Yes, because there is a possibility if that particular decision, what ni mo gitarong, what ni mo giplan, what ni mo gi-study and analyze fully, there is a possibility nga mapalpak ka. Kung mapalpak ka,
Magmatter ang outcome sa decision.
yes, kung mapalpak ka, of course, the outcome will be affected. Kung ma-affected na siya, pwede pa ba mabawi ang decision?
Dili na, sir.
Dili na, sir.
Mauna
Sir,
siya.
pwede ka mo ko answer. Dili na ni ang decision, but pwede ka mo mangita og lain nga solusyon para dili nga na ka-burden ang damage sa imong nabuhat na decision.
Of course, you have to look for the remedy. You have to look what would be your remedial actions aron ma-minimize ang losses for that wrong decisions. Mo lagi na ang decision lagi mo ay pinaka-difficult ni ay kay what man kahibaw nga if we have to implement this particular decisions in your business, mapalpak na siya. Di mo ma-achieve ang imong goal, di mo ma-hit ang imong quota, napalpak na imong objectives, palpak na po ang imong purpose why you are there. So that is why decision needs a thorough planning. Decisions need to have a proper analysis before this will be implemented. Okay? Managers also must have to allocate resources. What are these resources? May it be financial resources, human resources, machinery resources, and everything. All resources that is needed for the success of the operations. All these particular resources must be analyzed so that these resources will not be wasted. Di ba kami ingon nga, I have a particular project. The budget of this project, wala na ga-analyze, basta mag-prepare lang po of 2 million. And then, 1 million naman na kinahanglan to 2 million ang imong allocate for that particular project na tambay ang imong 1 million na idle nga instead magamit pa unta sa other project na idle siya for a long time just because of wrong allocations. So allocating resources needs to have a thorough analysis also, the same with making the decisions, because you don't want that resources that is allocated for this particular aspect will not be wasted. Okay? And most of all, and the most important one for a manager is to do is to achieve the goals. No. Kung ma-achieve mo ang goals sa organizations, that would be the time that you will be considered as an effective manager. Lamit mo paminaw, no? Nga ingon ka nga, I am an effective manager. I am an effective teacher who knows how to motivate my students.
5, mana? 105, 112.
Sa mananag. Amoy pang mute ha, kanang may mga kuan. Okay, still there?
Yes, sir.
Another one, accomplish. Ano ba ta? Pamaling mo ba akong kuan? Pamaling mo ba akong PowerPoint? Kana. Framework for management. Ha? Di aram to diri ang functions of management nga plan, lead, organize, and control. No? Mo magdasuli common as far as management is concerned. As far as we talk about management, there is always a PLOC, which is the plan that you need to define the goals, establish strategy, plan and coordinate activities. And it is very important before we have to pursue another decision. Planning must be done first. Before you have to conduct and implement activities, see to it that it is coordinated with plan so that you will understand what would be the outcome if we have to implement this particular project. Now you also have to lead. You lead by motivating your workforce. It is not just that you are a boss, you are a leader, you act like a boss. You don't know how to motivate your workforce. You don't know how to direct and communicate the different activities. You don't know how to resolve conflicts with an organization. Therefore, you are not a good leader. But if you know how to lead, you have to understand every aspect in the organizations. You need to understand every behavior of your subordinate. You need to know how you're going to motivate your workforce so that they will be able to execute their jobs, their responsibilities, their duties at the proper extent. So inana di ay na sadya ang functions of management, no? So how about that you also need to organize, no? You need to design structures. Who will be as your supervisor? Who will be the one to lead this particular group? Who will be the one to monitor the assigned tasks? Who will be the one to decide on decision making? Who will be the one to define the reporting relationships, including your rules, why you are there. No? Dapat expert ka niini. And then, kinsa man po ang mga tao nga imong gi-organize. You need also to understand, again, their behavior. What these people can contribute for the success of the organizations. What will be your contributions why you are there? Di pa kami ingon nga marira ko laman magpa-member sa kini nga maong supervisor because he is my friend. Di man siguro kung just sitahon if I don't execute my part. Diba? That is wrong anymore. So, as an organizer, wa kayo pili kung san kinsa ka pa diha, you need to act as a leader wherein you know how to motivate and direct your group. And at the same time, it is very important also that you need to monitor, to control, ba? And to compare the goals. Na, manong pinahanglan, madali mo i-compare. Parang naakay mura ka o para maka-benchmark ka. Di makamagpataka niya na. Di makamagpataka-execute what will be in your mind. Ay basan lagi umapalpak. There must be a monitoring, there must be a corrective or remedial actions that should be undertaken around every now and then. Everything is under control. Okay, let's see you. Still there?
Yes, sir.
Joshua. Wa si Joshua. Yan na akong kiingon. What do managers need? Okay? Kung saan yung nakita diha aon sa man, what the managers need, of course, as I have said, manager need technical skills, non-technical skills, analytical skills na nahanglan nga mag-match na siya. Match the task to the skills. Ibang giingon din na dili lamang technical skills ang gikinahanglan nako, dili lamang ang non-technical skills ang gikinahanglan napay na puno na pa ang analytical skills. It is important to consider the critical thinking of the people in the organizations. Kung ikaw ba as an employee knows how to solve the problem, you knows how to analyze the data, ba? Ang figures nga unsa may pasabot ni ini nga ikita malaman ta og 10 million a year. Unsa may imong analysis ni ini? Do we need to continue our operations or do we need to innovate our processes? Huh? Do we know how we're going to conclude mula sa kinahanglan sa analytical skills? Kung kini makita nimo nga maong data, what would be your conclusion? If you see the performance of this particular individual, what would be your conclusions? My conclusion is that we don't need this individual anymore. If he has a continuous absence for 7 days, kung sa atong previous lecture, not all absences is bad. Ba, kaniha man din po mo mahibawan na o kaning tawhana mag-sig absent but the organization still performing well, it means to say that we don't need this particular person anymore. We need to kick out hujop ang kuan tingon dayon, di ba? Ana na sita. So analytical skill is very important, that it deals with critical thinking, problem solving, data analysis, and so on. Did you got me? People of God, they're still there. Wa na maningong. Naba si Kuan, mura wa lagi ko kita ni Kuan ay ni Jason. Nas Jason dire? Wa, si Jumel na pa.
Naa pa.
Lagi ba? What is a theory? Ano na may mga theory, na may mga theory of motivation, no? Because a system of assumptions or accepted principles, correct theory, explains the nature or behavior of a set of phenomena. There is an element of speculation, help us analyze, explain, and predict behavior in organization. Theory is validated through experimentation, not the same as people experiences, which is true. The theory could be our basis to analyze and to gain conclusion. We have to understand a theory that every individual is different. But, so it could be understood that every person in the organization has different behavior, different sets of characteristics, different attitude, different working performance. So you need to understand that one, because through the theory, you will be able to understand on how to motivate for that particular person. Because sometimes an individual, an employee, a colleagues, people who work in the organization will not be improved if there is no proper motivation. So, importante ka di ay. Example, mingon si Chumel is my employees who work less in the previous months. Mingon ko nga, how would I motivate this particular individual so that he will be able to improve in the next month? Sige, tagaan na sa bonus. Tagaan sa incentive. Tagaan na sa car allowance. Mga inana nga mga process of motivations. Na-adapt na nimo ang motivations based on the theory na imong gibasihan. The theory will help you predict the behavior of the people who work in the organizations. It is in the theory that you will be able to speculate the behavior of an individual that will affect his performance. Di man lagi pariha ang mga experiences, di man pariha ang skills sa individual, dili pariha ang achievements of one person to another. So we must have to understand that. Dili mo sabto nang magbiingon nga kini si Maria Patilawa di Aguanta has a very poor performance. Pat jud ni nako. Pwede dai na siya. Oh, di man na siya. Unja kini si Menorca Mercado Ayala Sobel di Cuangco. Aran ninduta ka jud sa performance pero di man sa karbaw nga mo motivate sa isang mga subordinates. Sakto yapon siya nga mura mag isang gisolo di man nila gi-share narabay attitude sa mga tao nga if you know a lot of things, if you are a manager who knows everything in the organizations, di ka gustong mo share kay basig mapulihan ka sa tao nga maka-imitate sa imong performance. Namin ang nga mga attitude no mingon ka nga naku i-train nga bagong empleyado di na tuduan tanan kay basta sa makamao mulabaw pa ninamo na mga mentality nga inana
Naa.
no na Nestor no Marlene, are you there Marlene? Klaro ang signal Marlene? Hello Marlene. Na ako na mo kasi Marlene. Kuyawan mo lang putag na ichatot dito. Caroline, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so continuation learning. Theories help us to understand the practice of management. True. Manong kayo gusto mo na to tukion. Nga na gusto mo na to hibaw on what is the management parlance. Because through management, we will be able to achieve the goals of the organizations if there is a proper management. Kuya no, because it is very hard to manage the people considering the fact that you don't know their inner behavior. Hala, kung sa nila dapat, we need to maintain two behavior. Mingon ka nga, I need to maintain two behavior, one for myself and one for my company. Pwede na. Diba na yung mga inana? But as I have said, it is very important that you must have to adopt good behaviors from your colleagues. You must have to adopt a behavior that make you grow, make you become more professional, make you become more useful and responsible. Because management can, because theory can guide management action and improve effectiveness. This is what we want. What actions that I must have to implement, what actions that I must have to practice within the organizations, what actions that I must have to adapt from this particular department to other department, and how they will be able to improve the effectivity, how they will be able to achieve the goals that is set for the department. Organizations lagi naman sa department, they will be assigned different goals and quotas. They will be assigned different tasks and responsibilities. And of course, the top management is expecting for an improvement for every now and then, because that would be the best thing to know that you are effective through the process of improving one's performance. As I have said, the performance of the organizations in general will be effective if the people in the organizations who work for that organizations, the people who will understand how to behave well. Importante ka jud ay ang human behavior. Ba? Ang anak ka jud sa ka-importante. Hello. Noy? What na ko? That will be the end of my slides. Anak Ani ra so that's the end of my slides. What na gid ay ako putong nga naghimo. Any questions so far? No?
Wala,
None,
sir.
sir.
None, sir.
Nay sumangil.
No, sir.
Sumangil ka aron mahuman na.
None.
Be, mangutana ko si Hazel Grace. What you can say about our lecture this afternoon? Any lesson that you have learned?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon and good afternoon, classmates. As I've learned in our lesson today, it's all about organization to help one another. As I've mentioned, mas mo-work ang organization if naay cooperation and katong mga theories gani, sir.
Okay.
Wala po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. How about Mark Anthony? Are you there? Mark?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mark. What you have learned for this afternoon?
Learn about co-answer sa mga
Okay, go ahead.
co-answer techniques sa sa mga manager o kung saan nila pag-manage ang mga employee para mosamot og kakuan kanang or ang connection sa ijang kanang mga employee nga na para mag-work sila together.
So how about kinsa man ang tawag? Layola, Joanna. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What I have learned today in our lesson is that how important teamwork is inside an organization to efficiently and effectively do their task, as well as increase the productivity of their work.
Okay, thank you. How about Jumel? Jumel.
Ay, sir, may customer.
Ano eh? Mapakong takakaroon na kasi tindahan.
Na, sir. Sorry, sir.
Bantay ka ka. Sa mo answer ka di. Ha?
Ay, sa sir.
Sige. Balik ko ni mo ha.
Balik ka, Jonas Jumel, sir.
O balik ko, dyan na ako. Bantay na ka. How about Miss Acero? Miss Acero? Wa si Miss Acero na wa. Si Miss Acero. Ari kong Lawrence B. I know Lawrence taghani ka contribute. Lawrence, are you there?
Nandito, sir.
Okay, Lawrence.
Naintindihan, yung natutunan ko sa managing people and organization, yung kung paano yung as a manager, paano mo mabibigyan ng good relationship yung mga employee mo, yung paano yung theories nakakatulong pagdating sa decision making ng isang organization. Paano din yung tawag dito, sir, yung technical and non-technical skills makakaapekto sa motivation ng isang employees.
Okay, very good. How about Maldo, Ana Marie? Maldo, are you there? Sige, ani na lang. So, sige sa pamaniahon ko sa madungdag tingog ha, si Baladares, Ira, are you there? Ira? What si Ira? How about Shena?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Shena. Okay. Hmm?
About sa kuan lecture na today ang ahong na learn is about katong mga function kung unsaon sa manager pagda sa organization to achieve a common goal. Mara ta sir.
Marato. Okay. Kinsa pa may iwan kung gusto na dunggan og tino. Yes, Mary Sarah G nakadungog na ko, ni Michelle,
Jumel ko na, sir.
kinsa?
Si Jumel.
Ready na ka, Jumel? Na, si Jumel Alinda ko, mapakong ka magajunag dinalinda ka diha sa
Maligya pa na.
bantay ra ka na kung anaon sa kakao.
Sumangil na sir.
Sir, what lagi, sir?
Madidiramos, Jo. How about you, Jo?
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Kuan kanang mag-ila-ila dun mo sa kamo nga employee o employers aron mas komportable mo ba sa inyo palibot. Mas panggaon nimo imong mga employees aron ganahan sila mo trabaho nimo, mas daghan mo mahimo, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Jo. So, kinsa pa ba? Si Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are you there? Jeffrey? Okay. Jeffrey, naka? Anay si Jeffrey wa tago. Si Nestor nakadungog na ko. Si J.Ann Calentes. May J.Ann, ako yung isure kung naminaw pa ka ni ang tagsagsaon. J.Ann. Uy. Si Ira, napano? Ha? Ira, si Acer, wako tubaga, ni Ira, ni Jeffrey. Kinsa pa man naman tubag na ko. Kinsa pa ito kanina magmunaso. Si Marilyn, ako na ba ito na si Marilyn? Marilyn, are you there? Murang nagputol-putol man ito isang signal. Marilyn, nakakaday? Wa si Marilyn. How about, kinsa pa man ito? Wa ka dungog. Si Val, yes. Raquel, are you there, Raquel? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Raquel. So what you can contribute or what you have understand with regards to our discussion this afternoon?
What I understand, sir, nga effective budget, sir, nga naatay a human effect towards the organization, sir, kay if you understand the behavior of your organization, sir, mas maadyo ang mas maadyo ang effect ni sir, the way nga mag-work ang mga employees, sir. Kay ma-example ho diri, sir, nga ma-example ho diri sa trabahoan, sir, nga kung maadyo pumuda ang imuha nga manager sa imong empleyado, nindot itrabaho, ma-excite ka, ja dako jag epekto bitaw sa amo nga behavior if maadyo pud mo manage ang among leader diri sa sa among organization.
Okay.
So ang behavior jud sa akuan importante gud pud, sir, sa akuan.
Ikaw man as a subordinate, maikob man ka nga, maadyo magalit mo trabaho ang akong leader, maadyo magalit mo kung ano akong boss, ako na hinuon
may boss pud, sir, nga nang dili ka maumuda pud sa iyang pud, sir, maka-epekto pud, sir, sa mga subordinates, sir, kanang di sila maadyo muda sa mga empleyado, dako pud epekto mura jud wa ilami ang aura sa workplace ko wa pud sila mi muda sa iyang mga subordinate. Amo po na nakuanan diri.
Apektuhan po na siya. Kay mao man na sa imong murag benchmark nganong inana imong performance. Kay sometimes we human as we are, we can easily be somewhat like sensitive man ta, di ba? Pero si John Tolivas karon pa gadyo ni sa insod. Di John, I have to tell you, I have to ask you, what would you understand about managing people and organization? John. Asa ka dapit dyan nga kung ano man. Lakas ka tuwing no.
Na, sir.
Oo, ano karon pa maka-insod? You're very late, by the way. So, any idea or any concept, what do you mean or how we'll be able to manage the people and organization? And why we need to manage the organizations and people as well? John. Asa na ba ka dyan nga na humana na may discuss sa among PowerPoint mapakain sud sa banga? Si Marilyn, biyana ba si Marilyn, day?
Sir,
Oh.
sir, karon pa ko, sir, kay magwala-wala ang connection, sir.
Ay, baya. Asa man ka dapit?
Just, kuan, sir, babaw pa sa Santo Niño.
Asa na dapit ka, day? Murag sa pinaskuhan?
Di ubos mi, sir.
Okay. So, did you hear with our discussion?
Oh, sir.
So, as much as possible, you can learn. Diba? Na kayo na-learn. You have learned something. So, could you please share to the class what you have learned this afternoon?
I kanang na-learn na ho, sir, nga ang kung naay teamwork ang mga tao sa usa ka organization, maka-create sila og good and better nga plan, sir, para ma-accomplish nila ang mga hindrance or burden sa kanang ilang organization, sir.
Meaning to say, ma-solve nila ang mga mga problems. Sir. Okay. So, any volunteer? Si Jumel, mo balik na tabi? Wala ba di balik tayo ha?
Da, sir.
Asa mga dapit? Bidaw din?
Saman.
Bros, ito yung sira.
Saan, sir?
Sandal pa, Dio. Ay, partners to.
Kasi pumunta na, sir?
Ang pangutan na what you have learned this afternoon.
Kuha
sa lang mong mask kay nagsulti pa makawag. Ato ka doon tao diha.
Aroy, kagwapo.
Ko. Data.
Tsaka klaro. Maklaro pa rin yung gisulti.
Wait. Uy.
Sige na.
Kuhan, sir. Kanang organization.
Oo.
Oh. Okay, sir.
Sige na, go ahead.
Lo, nisulti na ko.
Di, what yun, di kadungong.
Ana.
Na-class na ako nung may nadunggan.
Ora.
Oh.
Ay, oh.
Kuhan, sir, kanang effective management is a necessity in order to achieve the goal of the organization.
Asa pa? Add more.
Kuhan. Kailangan ka mo bitaw sa tong kuhan. Tumugunit sa kasing-kasing sa imong employee para ma-motivate sila ba ng employee kung naamang gani.
Sana all.
Uwi ng heart.
Oshi nga, bonita na kasing-kasing.
Oshi!
Oshi!
Sige, thank you, Jumel.
Oshi!
Okay, class.
Idolo.
Any questions? There's no more questions? Okay, since there will be no more questions, I think we have to end our class. And na ako'y case study nga isend into for you to answer. For those who have not completed the previous activity, I think you must have to complete it now. Kay magtulong na ni sa kabuok, okay? Any question?
Wala na, sir.
Wala na. So if there will be no more questions, thank you for attending our class. So until next meeting, I have to announce for our next Zoom meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you po,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Safe.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat
Bye.
no. Love you.
Love you,
Thank
Mel.
you. Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.